There you go. Now, there's a part of me that wonders what would have happened if I had been able to restrain my emotional makeup, shall we say? And I don't need you. If I'd been able to restrain my emotional tendencies to find some kind of closure and done all of the stuff that I've done so far before reaching the end. Because actually, that was my original intention. Get all of the shrines before concluding the game. Because that's actually what I did in Breath of the Wild. Get all of the shrines and then go to the final boss. I mentioned this before. The fact that I knew where Zelda was and that Zelda was going to be fine once, once I was able to do everything in the main game, makes something like Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, all of these other situations where Zelda has sealed herself off for the sake of everyone. We didn't get that in this game. There was no promise that she'd come back. In fact, we were repeatedly told that she couldn't. So, I'm kind of wondering, would this have become my comfort spot? Would I feel better about everything? Could I have been able to hold myself together long enough for this to be the result? I kind of wonder about that. It's going to be interesting coming back and playing this again and giving it more time before I fully decide where I rank this in the franchise. To be honest, it's going to take at least one more playthrough and maybe even a couple of playthroughs. A couple more playthroughs and a decent amount of time before I can say, okay, this is where I rank it. All right. I think I'm ready. By the time you'd seen this, she is the dragon. You had seen it, attempted to show you these things override. No, Daisy, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it because the being able to experience it as raw as I was able to is part of that experience, and I appreciate it. I knew she was going to be all right. This is not. This is Nintendo. They are not going to condemn her to this state. No possibility. In all literalness, especially if you consider her description of what it was like afterward, she is in stasis, like she has been in so many times before. She is all right. And so, it's not like she's enduring 10,000 years of hell to do this. Though it is obviously a notable sacrifice, just like she has done so many times before. My reaction is a combination of their great storytelling, my current emotional state, which admittedly is a little fragile at the moment for a couple of reasons. I know they did say you can't change back. They were adamant about it. So again, great storytelling. Great storytelling, great emphasis, and the fact that we had 2 whole games to really form an attachment with this Zelda worked in its benefit to create that. And as we have seen, I am a very emotional person. In terms of first impressions, first run-throughs, Tears of the Kingdom has done better than nearly any Zelda game I can think of. I'm getting rid of this. I believed that she would. It isn't obvious at first, that's true, but at the same time, we weren't exactly certain what had happened to her. You know? Like, she gave Midna something, and then all of a sudden she was gone. There wasn't a whole lot of explanation. There's a lot more build-up in this game and in Skyward Sword. And Midna is fairly adamant. It's like... I mean, once we start talking to her, she's like, we'll be able to give the power back. We'll be able to save her. It's like, oh, great, awesome. The problem with Twilight Princess is Zelda is much more of a... not esoteric, but she's more of an outside party in this one than obviously in this one or in Skyward Sword. You have 2 different ways to look at the setup. Okay, no, I'm in the right place. Between Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword. Breath of the Wild has the surprise factor and the uncertainty that Zelda will come back. Skyward Sword has the personal connection. There was a relationship between Link and Zelda that is palpable. Like, if you want to talk about shipping them, that's the one that you ship them in. And there's the emotional turmoil that has gone through Zelda. What she and her ancestor, her predecessor, the goddess, has done, and what she is willing to do in order to make up for those mistakes. To that end, I still consider Skyward Sword to be a stronger narrative than Tears of the Kingdom. And that's really because supposed to actually ship to these 2 games. No, I still argue that Skyward Sword has a stronger ship than these 2 games. I will hold to that. But I still ship them in both these games. In both of them. Gloom's approach. Ah, dang it, I've already lost one. Ah, I've lost 2! Freaking hate it! This is not the best way to start this! Who's left? I missed! Ah! They did not miss! Down you go. There we are. Get over here. There we are. That's better. Inaru, could you help me? Thank you. Ooh, an arrow. Hang on. I like arrows. Arrows are nice. No, my ship for Link or Zelda always depends on the situation. The only complication that tends to happen is while I am not huge in self-insertion, I kind of sort of make that exception when it comes to Link. Like, I take that kind of sort of seriously. Not like, not uber seriously, but seriously enough. One of the reasons why I get so emotionally invested. Like my fish on my spear. So, I definitely kind of ship Zelda with myself just in terms of I am Link, therefore. And Zelda has always been my waifu, so there's that. Ah! Dang it! There we go, that's better. The sad thing is that for the most part I try to avoid that kind of self-shipping. I really do. Oh, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Is that really the situation I'm in? Dang it. I don't like that. Oh well. really gonna be worried about using these. That is what an OC is for. The problem is that, for the most part, my OCs, I tend to end up shipping them with my other OCs, which I guess is generally okay. It's just because I've played so much D&D that I kind of want to be able to have them in relationships with characters that aren't my own characters. That's a whole other discussion. I'm so glad that we're like facing the end of everything. We're just like, who you want to get married to? Who do you like? I find it funny. Okay, this should do it. Good night. No, I want... Would you stop that? Oh, I never did pick that up. There we go. Where am I going? I think I'm going this way. There it is. I'm going that way. How do I get up there? That doesn't involve me dying. I would like to not die. Thank you very much. How did I do this before? This is where I came in, right? Yes, this is where I came in. So... Oh, here we go. Contra-Res as an OC, for me, has been in existence in the back of my head in some way or another since I was about 8. And he has been my instrument for self-insertion into games, anime, other franchises for that entire time. That did not work. Let's try this one. The way he's evolved, at first I created him to be like a support, having the same adventures with the main characters of whatever it was. The only times where that wasn't the case was when the narrative called for a much more single-player solo adventure like The Legend of Zelda. And so I would take the place of the titular character in some way or another. That particular aspect still holds true. Yeah. Crap! No, this is the worst part! No, 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 ow! Oh my gosh! Everything just happened. But these days, Contras has become less of the let me also be a main character, and instead much more of an inspirational, supportive type character. That's right, the sages are gone here. Okay. Hello. The funniest thing is the fact that over the years, after all of the changes and the development of him as a character, I never... Would you stop it? I don't need this from you. I don't need this from you. Jerk. Huh. Interesting. It's only in the last, like, year, I think it was, that I actually figured out what he looked like. The only thing I ever had in my head for the longest time was me, but cooler. Which is just a wonderfully vague way to look at a character. I love the fact that this is here. Sure, I could deal with Phantom Ganon and all the Gloom hands again. But you know what would be better? If I just flew over it. Oh, is there only one fan? There's only one fan. Okay. Let's see if this works. It totally worked! That worked so well. I love that. This is what happens when you have a little bit more time to look around, examine things, and you're not just on a permanent, you're not having in a blood rage. It's nice to not be in a blood rage. Very good. That's right. It's all you guys. Of course it's all you guys. You know what? I got a thing that's gonna freeze you. What an awesome idea! That just made my life super easy. I don't know why I'm picking all this stuff up. Force of habit. Though I do notice the fact that everything that I've knocked down before is already knocked down, so it did save that. No loot left behind.